Hello friends, welcome to Kiss Up Cards, Keep It Simple, Stamping Up. I'm Marianne and I'm coming to you with Scrappy Summer. So it's all about the scraps. So I'm using up my scraps. I'm using them up whenever I make a card, and I'm showing you different designs and what you can do. So today it's all about the cardstock. So we get little chunks of cardstock. Oh my God, you should see my cardstock. Like this is just a smidgen of the cardstock. I have one of those pull trolleys on wheels, and the middle part is for my cardstock. All the pieces that I have left over, I put them in there. And when I go to make a card, that is the first place I look, is for something in there, because quite often they can be bigger pieces like this or like this. I use them for punching, for sentiments, for the cards that I'm going to show you today. So it's all about strips. Why don't we go to my stamping table? Come and join me. All right, down here at my craft table, I picked out 3 colors that I thought went really well together. And I see that I need to just trim this off a bit. So these are 1 inch by 5 1/8, because my one strip was 5 1/8. I think it was the strawberry slush. So I just made each one to go by 5 1/8. So 1 inch by 5 1/8. So I just get it to fit my card. Here's one card that I made already. So I got this in preparation for this today. So we're going to glue these together down here on the mat. I'm going to show you how to stamp across the colors and then how to put it together so that it stays nicely stamped together. Okay, so this is a great way to use up different cardstock strips, as well as using up stamps that, like this butterfly, just comes to life because it's stamped on a color background, and the same with the other butterflies. So it just adds some depth to your stamp pads. So that was the first card I did, and so I pulled out some stamp pads or stamps that I thought would be good. The sketch butterflies is the one I used on the card. I could have used a number of different butterfly scenes, but it is secure on the adhesive mat, and so you can stamp 1 or 2 or 3 times. The bicycle one is a good one. You could put the map of the city. You could have this bicycle or this bicycle, and then use some of these sayings. That's another good one. The ship, the sunrise sailing, is another good one to use. I'm putting this on with some of the water and this, so you could do that. That would really go well on a landscape card. And then the scenic garden would be one that would be really good, and that's the one I'm going to use here and now. The sunrise sailing and the sketched butterflies are current stamps that are available. The other 2, actually I earned this as a free reward. Sometimes Stampin' Up comes out with, I think it's once a year, with, if you purchase so many dollars worth, I forget what it is in Canadian dollars. I want to say $65. They have another smaller catalog where they have free stamp sets or free state paper or free embellishments that you can pick from there. So I will let you know when that comes up. All right, I'll show you how to do this part. Always use your, see, I have stickies here. Always use your adhesive mat. That's what it's there for. Right, Marianne? So I'm going to just adhere the adhesive on here, and it will stick to this mat. which I was quite surprised it did. When I saw this technique, I thought, oh, I love this technique, but is it going to stick down on our mat? I'm just going to do something with this because it's not a straight edge on that yellow one. So I'm just going to put it over here. There. Now it connects with no spaces. I think I have to just raise it up a bit. There we go. Strawberry Slush, my new favorite color. Now, these stripes are 1 inch apart, but I used 5 of them because I made the card landscape. And you can see there's a little bit of movement in that. Some of these are raised up. I could have done this one as well, but I knew I was putting my sentiment here, so I left that all the same level. You could raise one of them, none of them. That is up to you. Listen, hey, friend, it's your card. You make it the way you feel creative that day. This uses up your cardstock so beautifully, puts the colors together. I'm going to have to trim that off later. Now, I'm going to take this stamp set, and am I going to use this one? This is what I just do. I just laid the stamp set. Well, that's not going to work with that flower. Or the gate, and then put the cobblestones underneath, kind of like this, and then maybe I'll put the cobblestones underneath. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it down just a bit because I want to put my sentiment up here. All right, so I'll get my stamp pads, my stamp blocks, I mean. Now, when I clean my stamp, I just have my chamois. It looks pretty gross, but it still cleans. And so I just wet it. I have it sitting on top of here. I just wet it. I have it over to my right side, and I just clean my stamps, and it cleans beautifully. It dries out between, and so when it dries out, it crumples up, gets arches in it, but then you just wet it, and it goes back in shape. It's grungy on both sides, but it's still cleans. When it stops cleaning, then I will, but I wash this in between. So I rinse it out and wash it, but it does get pretty looking like that, but it still cleans. So that needs to go on my butterfly. All right. Okay. So I need a bigger stamp pad block. Okay, a block for there and this. All right, so I'm going to use, you can use Memento Black, which is what I used on the first card. I think on this one, I'm going to make it a little softer and use Early Espresso. And because this stamp pad has, this is a red rubber stamp, I do not need any soft padding underneath here. Oh, that, I'm not going to be able to line that up. Okay, I think I have a brown marker. Let me see. Or maybe a brown, let's see if I can, no, that's gonna show. Oh, what have I got here? I've got, whoops. Colors are these. So this is sometimes, so this is, the blending pens, And what's great about them is sometimes they can fill in the lines. Now, I didn't have this problem with the butterfly. It went on really beautifully, but there is a fine tip here. No, it shows. Well, you know what? I'm just going to leave it as is. It's just a little broken. It is what it is. There's not much. So if I had early espresso ink color, this is trying to figure out where the color is. Bronze and ivory. And I don't have a, no, I don't have, I think I have to invest in early espresso. But it didn't stamp all the way. And you know what? I'm not going to sweat it. I'm just, oh, and now I've smudged it. Okay, well, now, I'm glad I made a boo-boo. What's going to happen is I'm going to just first wipe my fingers. Clean my stamp off. Then wipe my fingers because I got ink on my fingers. So this is wasted because it is glued on the one side. So I can't stamp on this side. So I will just have to take these off, and this is garbage. And you know what? I am so glad it happens when I'm working with you because I get to show you, well, let's see how we're going to fix this. All right, so I have some of the colors here yet. So let's see how we're going to fix this. Let's move some of this out of the way because I need my stamp pad, or my, yes, I do need my stamp pad eventually, but I need my cutting system. So now I have this strip, and so I'm going to measure it, and it is exactly 1 inch. And then I want 5 1/8, and it is exactly 5 1/8. So then this one, I'm going to see, is it exactly 1 inch? No, it's not. It's going to have a sliver taken off, and I'm trying not to move it when I lift my hand. And it cut down here, but then it moved at the top. There we go. Okay. All right. Let me just snip this off. And then just this little strip to, and then 5 1/8. And then strawberry slush, I'm going to do 1 inch. So I just looked through my cardstock stash and just pulled out a bunch of colors. There's 5 1/8 right there, and then the gray. I'm going to do 1 inch. And then decided which 4 or 5 colors would go really well together, threw the others back in the bin, and slowly going through that stash. All right, so there's my 4 strips. Okay, this has got to work. This has got to work. All right, I need my tape runner. Let's set this on here. Actually, when I was doing the butterfly card, the black Memento ink fell on my dress. And I'm like, ah, is that going to come out? Because it's not waterproof. So we will have to see what happens. So be careful of your, all the other inks are water-based, but the Memento is not. I feel that's imbalanced. I feel I want to put the gray over here. And the yellow over here. Listen, sweetheart, you can do this any way you want. So this is really a cool, so you want to just butt them up. Okay, they're just butted up. Now I'll get the and do this again. So remember how I tell you leave the ink pad, do it slowly, let the ink transfer to the paper. I maybe didn't do that very well. Okay, so I'm going to do this, put this down, press it down. I don't want to rock it because I've got ink on all, like around the outer edge, so I do not want to rock it. Beautiful. Fantastic. That's exactly what I want. Then it actually looks like it's black, but it's a softer color. How do we want the pebbled? There we go, that looks good. So this we're gonna put on the card, and we're gonna do it portrait. So I think I'm gonna do every second one. I'm gonna raise this one and this one. So I'm gonna take the yellow one off, and I'm going to put it on the card. Now, because this is 4 inches, and I did 1/8 of an inch, I'm going to have a little bigger border. So don't, and that's why the Memento ink, remember it smudged on the previous one that I stamped. Because it's not water-based, it doesn't soak into the paper like the water-based does, and it takes a little longer to dry. So note to self, oh yes. Now, on my other card, I didn't have enough of the dimensionals on there, and the center kind of drooped down. So I just pulled it off and attached more. All right, so then I'm just going to butt this up like this, and then let it lay down. All right, for those of you who are joining me for the first time or haven't seen this trick yet, this is all dimensional on the outside. So don't throw that away. Use it up, my dear friends. And just cut all around. And then you're going to use it all up. There's 2 that fell. So then you're just going to use it on like this. I don't need this one right now. I'll just take the backings off. And the reason you see the marks is I took I took one of my markers and just drew on the back of them. So I would know if the backing was off or not without having to guess. Or just line it up and do this. All right, now you can see that there is not as much on this side as there is on this side. So I think what I'm going to do is look at my ribbon and fix that with a ribbon. It's an ivory ribbon. No, it does not go. This is a ribbon with, well, it looks like a pathway. So then I'm just going to glue that down over here, and then I'm going to tie a little faux bow. All right, let's fix that. Without me having to rip it all up, I'm going to show you how to fix that. All right, I am going to see that just fits there. I smudged that one, didn't I? I think the others are dry now. Okay, we'll have to fix that too. I don't want to have to restamp. I wouldn't be able to restamp it without taking everything apart. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring this ribbon in the inside of the card as well, so that will be decorated. So let's just pull that through. And then, because I'm going to put something on here anyway, maybe up near the top. Ah, I need it stronger, longer, I mean. Okay, so I'm just going to tie a faux bow. So this is a thicker ribbon. Okay, my fingers are not cooperating. Okay, so go under. There we go. I had that all twisted, and there we go. Okay, a little faux bow, but we want it to stay in place. So I think I'll add a few drops of glue because that will go underneath okay. Okay, so now, oh, I'm wondering if I could take my water pencil. Okay, so I've made my brush wet. Oh, see, I can fix that all up. Okay, so I'm just going to see, the water just mixes up the black, and it just, so I'm not even being careful about being in the lines because some of this is out of the lines. I'll take my Stampin'. Oh, maybe, let's see how this works. Getting a lot of ink where the pink is. Ooh, it's really dark. Just want a shadowing effect. I'm picking up a little bit of ink that's on the side of my ink pad. So I smudged a piece in the center here. So I'm just, you know, going for the smudged look everywhere. The water is in the inside of the barrel here. And so if I need to wet this brush, I do, but I've got a blob. Let me show you. I've got a blob of water here, and I've been adding some ink here. So I've just been picking that up on with my water pencil, my water brush. I don't have very much because I don't need much. It's just a little touch up. Filling that in. All right, there we go. That's filled in. Just the stones. There we go. And then to clean this, I just do this and it's clean. And then I put it away to use for another time. And this I will dry up on my ink pad. I'm having the dickens of a time. I keep smushing it. And I don't know why. I did not smush the other one. All right, let's get our sentiment on, and maybe we'll use some of the gems to cover that up. You know, if we were, I heard this from a fellow scrapbooker, if we were looking for perfection, we would never finish our cards. And that is so true. So I've made some blue blubbers on here, but I've got the pebbled pathway done, and I've got some faux pas there, but let's get a sentiment. I wanted to do heartfelt sympathy, and I think I'll use that over here. That will tie that up nicely. So I'm taking this far color and putting it here. And I'm going to just, I think I'm going to cut it out. All right. Now, another little trick I'm going to show you, I'll just clean this off, is that you can lay this down like this and trace around the outside edge to get that pattern of cutting it out. Oh my gosh, I am just, let's just smuck everything up. Okay, let's try this again. At least this is just the sentiment. So I would wait for a while until the ink dries. There we go. So that'll just throw out. There we go. So this is a great way to use, or you can just cut it out yourself. You don't need that. Or you could do it first. Cut it out first and then stamp it, but that would be a little difficult to line it up. Now when I'm going around the curve, I'm turning the paper. I'm not turning the scissors. I'm just turning the paper. And there we go. And maybe I'm going to put that right here. Okay. Cover up that splotch. And we're going to use our cut up. This one will fit right here beautifully. There we go. Okay, now let's get some gems. Got the ribbon on there to balance that side with this side. Well, I don't need my ribbon basket. I need my gem basket. I'm going to use these. So we covered up the smuck there. We covered up the smuck here. Now we're just going to lay down these. Not sure which color I want to use. A little one did not come up. I wanted to move it, but it's not going to work. A little smudge there, so I have to fix that up. A little smudge there. So I've got 4 and I want to go with 5. There we go. Okay, so there we go, using up some more of our scraps. Using more of our scraps. Now I'll do the inside, and it's got this beautiful ribbon on the inside. So let's cut this into half an inch strip. Now this isn't going to quite go from top to bottom, so I'm just going to leave that much around it. And the saying on the inside is going to be, this is my favorite one out of this Everyday Greetings, which is a current one, is where there is heartache, let there be healing. Then just hold it down. That's beautiful. I'm going to use some more sanitizer for my fingers because I feel like I've been all inked. All inked. There we go. And then I'll have an envelope that goes with it. And I don't have a stamp or anything that can go with it. But so I think I'll leave it plain. So there's card number 2, the one that I showed you how to do, which is portrait. And this is card number 1, and I stamped the butterflies on here, and I made it a landscape card. So there's the cards using the strips of cardstock, but putting them in place. You can't really do it on your paper and then lift it up. It's much easier to do on a silicone mat, and the adhesive doesn't stick to that mat, which is it does to hold it in place, but then I can quite easily lift it off. So there we go. Strips of cardstock stamped so prettily. So there you have it, folks. Look at that, my dear friends. Isn't that a pretty card? Just with the different colors, using a stamp pad, embellishing it and getting it done. And then I decorated the inside, and I decorated the envelope to match. So there we go, just 1-inch strips. And I think these were 5 1/4 inch. You can make them a little narrower. Can't make them any wider because they won't fit on the card. Then this one, and you saw the challenges I had with this one. So this one, you know what? It's kind of worked out. I find that sometimes. And when I do a card, this one, I love the colors. And I love that it's for a sympathy card. And then I hadn't left enough space on this side, so I used the ribbon to fix on this side. But then it's also on the inside of the card. We can decorate the inside of a card. We could do this side as well. I often don't. I know a consultant who decorates the back of her cards as well, and it's just beautiful. I just feel like when I get to this point, I'm done. I'm ready to move on, or I've done the card. To me, I feel that's complete. And so I just decorated the inside and put a saying. But this one, I want to share with you. I had smudged up the rocks, and I had smudged up behind the heartfelt sympathy sentiment. So then I took my watercolor pen and just filled in the rocks with Early Espresso, which is the color that I stamped with. And when I look at it now on screen for a sympathy card, the stones are at the center, but the chair is faded away, just like someone's life that has, of someone who has passed away that is so dear to us. So sometimes mistakes are just, they work it out in our favor. So never fret the small stuff. And a lot of card makers, you know, we hide a lot of things, like the with sympathy, heartfelt sympathy sentiment is hiding a smudge mark behind there. I was going to lift it a little higher, but you know what? It's where it's going to go. So just make it a cover up, fix it up somehow. Now, the first time I stamped it, I couldn't fix it. I had to discard it. But the second time I could fix it, figured out how. Now, if you come across a card that you're making and you're not sure how to make it look better, always send me a picture, and we can work through that together. Have you thought about this or that, or what about this or that? You can email me. My email is down below. You can join my Facebook page and then put the question there, or you can put the question down below. I am always looking at the comments and I'm responding to the comments, and I love when you comment. It just makes my day, because that's part of my community. You are part of my community, my card making community, and I love sharing with you. I love showing you all the different ideas for Scrappy Summer. Now I think we need to move, well, we've done squares, we've done circles, we've done rectangles. I think next Thursday I'll come with something a little different. So keep an eye on that. Now, it is August the 5th, I think, today. And so there's a sale starting today, and I started looking at, some things I never go for is the new stuff right away. I don't usually go for it right away. Although I did get Strawberry Slush Paint cardstock, and I love it. It's one of my favorite colors. But this month, from August 5th to August 31st, is Stampin' Up! Has a 15% off all the new in colors. So there's Secret Sea, there is Cloud Cover, there's Strawberry Slush, Duckling something, and then a green color. So just like yellow duckling maybe. Anyway, they'll be, all of 5 colors will be down below. I remembered a few more than the last time I mentioned them. So for all the new in colors, it's 15% off. That is a good deal for those new in colors. And I don't usually get sucked into those new in colors, but listen, when there's a sale on it, I started looking at what some of the new in colors would be, and or some of the products. So if it has a paper that has the new in colors in it, the Stampin' Right markers, the cardstock, and the ink pads. So those would be the things that would, so if anything has the new colors in it, it will be 15% off. So that's pretty exciting. I will drop down a few links of some of the things that have the in colors in. And then if you start purchasing, go through my store link, purchase some of those products, and then remember you get 10% off as a customer reward. I love that. It's wonderful. I see those reward points in the corner of my screen and I'm like, oh, I have that much to put on it at my next order, and it's wonderful. So once you start, it's just like you can save them up or can use them on each order that you put in. So that is wonderful. That has just a new program that just started at the beginning of this year, and I think it's a great idea. It's wonderful to be able to reward you guys for ordering from Stampin' Up, and everybody gets the benefit. Now, there is an increased benefit if you join my team. So there's a link down below to join my team. If you join my team and become a consultant, and you don't have to do any of this. You don't have to do any of this. You don't even have to have classes. Just join and get your products at 25% off. Plus if you become a consultant, sorry, that was you. I think it works out to 25%, but you can order $180 worth for $130. So there you're saving as well. So it will, once you hit that link and then start shopping and save on those in colored products, you're gonna cha-ching, 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 have money stay in your pocket, and that's what we want. But I also want you to make cards and make them for the people that you love, or to send to loved ones, neighbors, friends, co-workers. There's just something about a handmade card that is special. And then they go, ooh, you made this. And then they just think, ooh, you're a rock star in the card making world. So lots of benefits to becoming a Stampin' Up consultant. And then we get to send kindness out, one card at a time. Thank you for joining me.